Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brandon here, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we have episode 4 of the 2000s resimulation, and if you guys missed the first 3 episodes, go check them out. Basically, we're just resimming from the year 2000. We just finished the 2016 NBA season, and the Miami Heat won I believe their first championship, and LeBron is on Miami. He was drafted by Miami, and they just won their first NBA championship. And I believe he won MVP, but they have Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin, Tony Parker on this team, Al Jefferson, Kyle Korver. They're a pretty good team. They just beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we're going into the 2016-2017 season. But real quick, before we continue the episode, I just want to let you guys know I am doing a sports podcast with a good friend of mine, and it's called Behind the Glass. If you guys haven't seen it, we did record or live stream our first episode yesterday, so you guys missed that. It is a video, and it's also on Spotify, all that stuff. It's in the description down below, Anchor, iTunes, all that stuff. So if you guys want to join us, it is every Monday, Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern, so 10 a.m. my time. But what is that, 9 a.m. Pacific? If you guys are interested, we are live streaming it at that time every Monday and Friday, and then it will become a video after that. So if you guys miss it, or it'll be put on other podcasts like Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff. So if you guys miss it, you guys can check it out there. All of that, all the details will be in the description down below, and maybe a comment. I'll throw in a comment as well, so you guys can see it down there. So let's continue with the episode here. Ben Simmons is picked at number 1 overall. We are in the 2017 NBA draft, 2016 NBA draft, and Ben Simmons goes number 1 to the Raptors. Jamal Murray goes to the Pistons at 2. Let's see, the Thunder get Chris Dunn. Jaylen Brown goes to the Magic. Brandon Ingram goes to the Blazers. Let's see, Buddy Hield goes to the Clippers. Siakam goes to the Lakers. Okay. And then let's see, defending champions Heat got Deonta Davis. Okay, don't know who that is. Not a real player. But anyways, that's the 2016 NBA draft. So in free agency, Anthony Davis stays with Minnesota. He does have a championship. They won, I believe, 2 years ago. I believe 2 years ago. Steph goes to the Nets. He leaves the Bulls. Wow, okay. So he wasn't really able to do anything in Chicago, so he joins the Nets. He is 28 years old. Bradley Beal goes to the he's staying in the Bobcats, with the Bobcats. Roy Hibbert is staying in Minnesota. DeAndre Jordan staying with Sacramento. Middleton. So nothing crazy in this free agency. No big moves. But let's go ahead and continue with seeing what happens in the 2016-2017 NBA season. So the 2016-2017 NBA season is over, and Kyrie Irving wins Most Valuable Player. In real life, I believe it was Russell Westbrook this year that he averaged a triple-double. This was Kevin Durant's first year in Golden State, and Golden State ended up obviously beating Cleveland in the NBA Finals. So let's go ahead and see what happens this year. Rookie of the Year is Ben Simmons. In real life, I believe it was Malcolm Brogdon because Ben Simmons didn't play. But for Toronto, he did play 16.6 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 5.9 assists. Andre Drummond wins 6th Man of the Year in Denver. Roy Hibbert wins Defensive Player of the Year. And this guy wins Most Improved, just some random generated guy. And Gabriel Weber wins Coach of the Year. He won 60 games. So Kyrie, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Towns rounds out the All-NBA first team. LeBron, pretty much 27 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. And let's see, Steph with the Nets now averaged 26 points per game and 11 assists. I'm guessing he's getting a lot more help since his points per game went way down. Let's see, did anyone else make it on the Nets from in it? No. D'Angelo Russell, Paul George, Melo, and DeMarcus Cousins runs out the All-NBA second team. And the third team is Mike Conley, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Jabari Parker, and Andre Drummond. So obviously in real life, Russell won MVP. This year he averages 22 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. So let's go ahead, and I forgot to look at the all-rookie teams, but oh well. So the defending champions, the Miami Heat, are the 6th seed going up against the Bulls, who, Steph Curry just left, which is kind of funny. How did this team get a better seed than Miami? That was okay. But he did join JJ Redick, Michael Beasley, Carl. Okay, so he joined Towns. Interesting. Dennis Schroeder, Gary Harris, Carlos Boozer's on this team, and they are the 7th seed going up against the Knicks. And let's see, Orlando is still going. Tracy McGrady's down to an 82 overall, but they have D'Angelo Russell, Jaylen Brown, Okay, that's not a bad team. I mean, they just drafted Jaylen Brown, who averaged 10 and 3.5, so not bad. And Cleveland is the number 1 seed with Brandon Roy there and Hassan Whiteside, so kind of surprised they were the number 1 seed. But out in the West, Utah's the number 1 seed. Kyrie Irving, obviously, who won MVP. Harrison Barnes, Paul Millsap, Nikola Jokic is on that team with Andre Iguodala, so that's a pretty good team. So yeah, let's go ahead and simulate around. Actually, let's look at the league leaders throughout the league. If that made sense. Paul George led the league in scoring with 30.6 points per game for Houston. Chris Paul, Kyrie, Jabari Parker, wow, okay. Kevin Durant, LeBron James are 5 and 6. Steph was 8th, DeRozan 9, and Melo rounds out the top 10. Rebounds per game, here's the top 5 for rebounds per game. DeAndre Jordan led the league in rebounds, and Steph led the league in assists per game. So Calderon was rounded out the top 5. Devin Harris was 10th. So let's go ahead, simulate round 1, see what happens in the 2016-2017 NBA playoffs, as the Bulls were eliminated by the Miami Heat, so defending champions are still around. Minnesota, though, loses to the Lakers in the first round, so they will not be going back to the NBA Finals for the 3rd straight year. Denver as a 3rd seed, they are going up against the LA Lakers, who beat the defending Western Conference champions, and they have Giannis. Yeah, forgot about that. They have Giannis, who's only an 84 overall and only 25 years old right now. Okay, Utah and Oklahoma City on the other side. Oklahoma City with Andrew Wiggins. That's about it. Milwaukee beat the Magic. Okay, so the Magic's run is pretty much over at this point. And Indiana upsets Cleveland. They have Chris Paul, Zach LaVine, Noel Valanciunas, okay. And then we have the Knicks and the Heat. I feel like the Heat should be able to win that round as well, and wow, they don't. Okay, so the Heat are eliminated. Defending champions are eliminated and done. We got Utah and Denver. That's actually a good series. And New York and Milwaukee. Yeah, I don't know. Milwaukee's probably going to win that series, right? I would assume. And the Denver Nuggets win in 7. They almost blew a 3-0 lead, and so they beat the MVP. And the Milwaukee Bucks, are going to the NBA Finals. So we have Kyle Lowry, Dwayne Wade, Derek Favors, Pau Gasol, Andre Drummond up against Chris Paul, Zach LaVine. I'm gonna. Oh wow, Dwight Howard's on this team. He's down to an 80 overall. Okay, wow, he declined pretty fast. So I'm putting my bet on Denver. Let's see who wins the. Okay, Denver gets swept. Chris Paul goes crazy, averaging 31 points per game, 12 assists, and they go ahead and sweep Denver for the 2016-2017 NBA Finals. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast, and the best part, it's free. They have creation tools that allow you to record and edit all. There's no all.
I want to say there's no all.
So some big retirements this year. Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Dirk, Yao Ming, Baron Davis all retire, and they're all in the Hall of Fame. Kobe retires, I think, 1 year after he did in real life. McGrady retires way after he did in real life. But Tracy McGrady had a great career. Let's go ahead and look at it real quick. He won 4 MVPs, 4 of them between 2024 and 2030. That's pretty good. 3 NBA championships, once back-to-back, and he made it to 15 All-Stars, 15 straight All-Stars, and he was on the first-team All-NBA 6 times, 7-time second-team All-NBA, and 2-time third-team All-NBA. He was also a 15-time first-team All-Defensive, so that's actually really, really good career. And then Kobe, 6-time MVP. He won 6 of them between 2020 and 2031, so that's actually really impressive. He's a 3-time champion, which I think in this game, I like how it says 1899 and 1900. That is not correct. That is definitely not correct. He's a 16-time All-Star, 10-time first-team All-NBA, 3-time second-team All-NBA, was on the third team 1 time, and apparently in over 130 years ago. And he's a 6-time second-team All-Defensive team. So not bad for Kobe and Tracy McGrady. And all of the other guys. I don't think Dirk ever won. No, 14-time All-Star. And let's see, Baron Davis, 5-time All-Star. He made the Hall of Fame for that. Okay. But yeah, Yao Ming also retired. So anyways, let's move on. So here's the draft lottery. This is the Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum draft. I think Markelle Fultz was the first pick in this year. There was a 2017 NBA draft. So the Trailblazers have the number 1 pick. Behind them is the Celtics, Pistons, Rockets, and Spurs round out the top 5. So we'll see who's the first pick, Jason Tatum or Donovan Mitchell? Here's the NBA draft, and Jason Tatum goes number 1 to Portland. Donovan Mitchell goes number 2. Wow, so Tatum almost got picked by the Celtics. That would have been kind of cool. Lonzo Ball goes to the Pistons. Kuzma goes to the Rockets. Markkanen goes to Spurs. Dennis Smith Jr. goes to the Mavericks. John Collins goes to the Hawks. That stayed the same. Isaac goes to the 76ers. Fultz goes to the Raptors. And, there's kind of the rest of them. Let's see. Josh Jackson, Anunoby, Adebayo goes 21 to the Hornets. Derek White goes to the Thunder. So, yeah, that's the 2017 NBA draft. The 2017-2018 season is over, and Anthony Davis wins his first MVP. He averaged 23 and 11. Jamal Murray wins Rookie of the Year. So, he was drafted in 2016, but Detroit put him in the G League, so that's why he won Rookie of the Year this year. Ricky Rubio wins Sixth Man of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year is Roy Hibbert, and wow, that name. Yeah, Leftos wins Most Improved. Taylor Jenkins wins Coach of the Year, and here's the All-NBA first team here: Chris Paul, Steph, Davis, KD, and Towns. The second team has Brandon Roy, Kyrie, LeBron, Ben Simmons, and DeMarcus Cousins. Wow, Ben Simmons making the second team in his second season. That's actually pretty impressive. Lillard, Conley, Melo, Paul George, and Noah make the All-NBA third team. Melo's still with Atlanta, 13-time All-Star, and he's averaging 26 and 7. So he's playing really, really well so far, or still. Defensive first team and defensive second team. Kawhi Leonard is on there with Memphis. So the Minnesota Timberwolves are the number 1 seed. Utah is number 2. Denver missed the playoffs after making it to the NBA Finals and losing. Miami is a 6 seed once again. New York is number 1. Cleveland is number 2. And the league leaders, oh my God, this guy led the league in scoring. Okay, don't know who it is, but he led the league in scoring. Kyrie Irving was second. Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, Jabari Parker, Lillard, Brandon Roy, Steph, and this Kenneth Burke guy is in the top 10. Or no, Jeremy Lin was 10th. Okay, Jeremy Lin. And then rebounds per game, 15.6 to Joakim Noah. He led the league. And assists per game was, I'm not going to try and say that name. Lowry was second with 10.9 assists. Steph was third with 10.8. So let's go ahead, simulate round 1. And the Heat get to round 2. Okay. The Thunder, Lakers, Nets, Warriors, Wizards, Knicks are all out. The Knicks lost with as the number 1 seed with that one dude who, whatever name he had. The Orlando Magic they have D'Angelo Russell, CJ McCollum, Jaylen Brown, Markieff Morris. Okay, this is actually a pretty good team post Tracy McGrady. And McCollum left Philly to join Orlando. He's playing pretty well with Russell, and Jaylen Brown is in his, second year? Yeah, second year. That's pretty good. Cleveland and Miami. Brandon Roy still going. How old is Brandon Roy? 32? That's pretty impressive. Miami has Tony Parker, Derrick Rose, who averaged about almost 20 points per game. LeBron, who averaged 23, 5, and 6. Blake Griffin averaged 21, 8, and 4. And they have this Jimmy Whitney guy as well. Minnesota and Phoenix over here. Rondo, Sloan, Will Barton, Green. And, I forgot Minnesota has Klay Thompson as well with Anthony Davis. And then Utah, Kyrie, Iguodala, Barnes, Paul Millsap. And then Sacramento has Bledsoe, J.R. Smith, Jeff Green, and Jabari Parker, and DeAndre Jordan. So let's go ahead and simulate round 2. And the Magic, the Heat, the Suns, and the Kings are all eliminated. And we have Minnesota and Utah. So Utah has a chance to win I believe they've won 1 championship. I'm pretty sure, right? Let's see. They have won. Oh, no, they haven't won a championship. They've gotten there a couple times, though. And then we have Cleveland and Atlanta on the other side. Okay. Interesting. So Melo has a chance to win his, I believe it's just his first, right? Yeah, Atlanta hasn't won. They had Chris Bosh, but I believe Chris Bosh retired, probably. I don't think he made the Hall of Fame. But anyways, let's go ahead and simulate round 3, or the conference finals. And the Cavs and the Jazz make it to the NBA Finals. So the Jazz have a chance to win their first NBA championship. Brandon Roy has a chance to win his second, but his first with Cleveland. Because I believe, let's see, what year was that? That was 2028. I believe he won one with Toronto. Yeah, that was his last year in Toronto. Or no, his second to last year in Toronto, where they won the NBA Finals. So let's go ahead and simulate game by game. Game 1 goes to Cleveland and Brandon Roy. Game 2 goes to the Jazz. And Game 3 goes to the Jazz. Okay, can the Jazz take a 3-1 lead? They do. Okay, so Kyrie Irving leading the Utah Jazz and possibly beating Cleveland in 5. And they do. Okay, so the Utah Jazz win 118-108. Kyrie Irving puts up 36, and he's going to win Finals MVP. 37 points per game, 6.6 assists. And yeah, okay, Kyrie gets his second, and Brandon Roy loses. I think he's lost like 2 NBA Finals now in the sim. But anyways, the 2017-2018 season is now over. A couple other big names, at least in the sim, that retire. Vince Carter retires, averaged 28 points per game in his career, and Gilbert Arenas averaged 26 points per game. He retires. He won a few with the Orlando Magic and Tracy McGrady. So let's go ahead and go to draft lottery to see who gets the #1 pick in the 2018 NBA draft. The 2018 NBA draft, and Luka Doncic goes to the Celtics. He drops to number 3. Colin Sexton got taken 1st overall. DeAndre Ayton got taken 2nd to the Rockets. Wow. Okay, that's a surprise. They got Luka and Shea. Woo, okay, the Celtics are looking good. Begley drops all the way to 9. Bamba is at 11. Michael Porter to the Knicks at 12. Okay, wow, that was actually very, very surprising. Yeah, Luka and Shea in Boston. That's going to be kind of fun. So I realized I wasn't recording, so whoops. But yeah, the 2018-2019 season is over. MVP was Towns, who averaged like 23 and 13. Rookie of the year, I forgot to set, the rookie ages, so that was kind of annoying. And then Ricky Rubio has won 4 of the last 6 man of the year. I didn't even realize that. Defensive player of the year was Marc Gasol. Most improved was Jordan Bell. And I don't remember who was the coach of the year, but there's all NBA first team, second team, third team. If you guys are curious, you guys can go ahead and pause it there. But anyways, league leaders, I believe KD led the league in scoring. Yeah, he did, with Melo at age 36 was second. LeBron at 6, Kyrie at 8, Steph at 10, D Rose at 11. And then here's the rebounds per game real quick. The top 5, and assists per game, the top 5 right there. So anyways, this Boston Celtic team, I saw this team because they have a really good young team. They have Donovan Mitchell, Luka Doncic, and they have Jimmy Butler coming off the bench, Eric Gordon, and DeJounte Murray. And then they have Shea, because remember, they got Tatum and Shea, or Donovan Mitchell and wait, no, who was it? They got Luka and Shea. And yeah, they have actually a really good team, and Shea didn't even play. So this team, looking into the future, is actually going to be really, really good. So yeah, there's round 1 and what happened in round 1. And we're going to go ahead and simulate round 2 here. I'm actually rooting for Boston. We haven't had a dynasty in a while. And Boston loses. Of course they do. Okay, well, hey, Utah won last year. So we'll see if they can go ahead and repeat. Karl-Anthony Towns defending, or the MVP of the season, is now in the Eastern Conference Finals with Steph. And then they're going up against the Pacers, who have Lillard, Josh Jackson, Marc Gasol, Ricky Rubio, the 6th man of the year over the last, 4 times over the last 6 years. Golden State has Devin Booker and Joel Embiid, so a nice duo there. And then obviously we know who's on Utah: Kyrie, Iguodala, Barnes, Millsap, Greg Monroe. Jokic is coming off the bench now apparently, but he had a really good year, 21, 9, and 6. So this is actually a really good, really good team, and might actually be like the next dynasty. But we've kind of had just random teams winning every year. We haven't had really a good back-to-back or a dynasty type of team. So kind of hoping that we have a couple here. So Utah goes ahead and wins in 6, and now it's the New Jersey Nets, or I need to change all the logos and stuff. I keep on forgetting, but yeah, Steph, JJ Redick, Karl-Anthony Towns, Dennis Schroeder's coming off the bench, and this is actually a pretty deep team. So let's go ahead and game by game. Game 1, the Nets win. Okay, I thought the Jazz would win the series. They do tie the series up though, 1 apiece. And game 2 goes to the Nets. Game 3 goes to the Jazz. Okay, we have a pretty decent series here. Game 5 goes to the Nets. So let's go ahead and simcast here. The Utah Jazz are at home. Game 7 would be in New Jersey. If there is a Game 7, we do have a pretty close game here. Minute 13. Let's go ahead and simulate it pretty slowly here. Can the Nets... Okay, so it's a 3-point game, 28 seconds to go. Let's go ahead and jump in. The Nets have the ball here, and they are down by... And Oh, I thought they were going to call backcourt. I was like, gosh darn, I hate when that happens. But no, Kyrie gets called for a foul. He's wearing number 24. Steph still has number 30, and Steph is going to shoot a couple free throws. That actually, I mean, 27 seconds to go. I was going to say that might have been a good thing to foul, but no, not with 27 seconds to go. And all right, it's a 1-point game. Player of the game is Kyrie Irving, and he has 40 here in game 6, trying to... Who's leading the series? The Nets, right? So the Jazz are trying to hold on here and continue. Oh my God, you have a wide open. There we go. I was going to say he's a wide open Monroe, and they make it a 3-point lead. New Jersey leads 3-2. So like I said, the Jazz trying to stay alive. Can Steph tie this game up and possibly win the series just right now? Oh, I thought he was going to take that 3. I was like, that's... Oh, JJ Redick. Nope. And a rebound to Lane. Oh my God, they have another chance. And he takes a... Who was that? He just took a horrible shot. And there you go. The Jazz tie the series up, and we have a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Game 7, Utah trying to win back-to-back championships. Steph trying to win, I believe, his first, if I'm not mistaken. And Towns, obviously the MVP of the league this year, trying to win his first. Maybe second. I don't know. They might have won before. But 5-point lead for the Nets. 6-point lead late in the fourth, and they have a 6-point lead. So let's go ahead and just sim slowly a 4-point lead for the Nets, and they make it. Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and win it. The Nets are the new NBA champions. The Utah Jazz lose, and they could not go back to back. The Nets win, and Towns wins the regular season MVP and the Finals MVP in the same year. He averaged 23 points per game and 15 rebounds. I'm curious to see though. Let's see, Steph, because Steph was in Chicago for a while, and this is his 3rd year in New Jersey or Brooklyn, and he now has 2 finals or 2 MVPs, regular season MVPs, and he is that was his first NBA championship. Okay, and then Towns, yeah, that was his first. He's only in his I believe he's only in like his 3rd year. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, his 4th year, and he now has a MVP, NBA Finals MVP. And he's a 1-time All-Star, 3-time first-team All-NBA. So Towns off to an amazing start for his career. So the 2019 NBA Draft is here. And wow, Zion fell to 5 to the Wizards. That's kind of crazy. John Morant goes to the Suns. Garland goes to the Bulls. Kobe White goes to the Hawks. Pollard goes to the Pistons. Kevin Knox goes to the Sixers. DeAndre Hunter falls to the Blazers. Okay, so the Blazers have DeAndre Hunter now. Reddish goes to the Bucks. Culver goes to the Knicks. All right, not a bad draft. I don't think any crazy teams got any crazy players. The Nets got PJ Washington. Actually, that's not bad. That's actually a pretty good pickup for them. So, anyways, that's the 2019 NBA Draft. The 2019-2020 NBA season, which is, today pretty much, and what would have happened, I guess. Steph Curry wins MVP. And, okay, so he follows his teammate. So, wow, they have back-to-back MVPs. That's kind of crazy. So, yeah, 27 game, 9.9 assists. Zion wins Rookie of the Year. 24 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 2.5 assists with Washington. And he was a 5th pick. That's kind of crazy. Dennis Schroeder. So wow, the Nets have the last 2 MVPs and the 6th Man of the Year. That's kind of crazy. Marcus Holman's Defensive Player of the Year, most improved, is a Zach Fleming dude, and Oliver Gordon wins Coach of the Year. And the Nets have 2 of the guys on the All-NBA first team, and look at that, Luka is now on the All-NBA first team. So 25, 6, and 7 for him. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook are on the first team as well. Second team, we got Lillard, Trae Young, Parker, Anthony Davis, and Nikola Jokic. And then the third team, Russell, Chris Paul, Ben Simmons, Zion, and Andre Drummond. Defensive first team, defensive second team, and the all-rookie first team, Ja in Phoenix averaged 17 a game. RJ in Houston averaged 13. Ty Jerome averaged 9 a game, and Darius Garland averaged 8 a game. So, yeah, those are the rookies, and Minnesota has the #1 seed in the West. The Utah Jazz missed the playoffs, which is really surprising after making it to back-to-back NBA Finals. And the Nets, after winning their first, are the 1 seed, and Miami is the 2 seed. So let's go ahead and look at league leaders here. Jabari Parker led the league in scoring with 31 points per game. Trae Young in Dallas, 29 points per game. And let's see, Luka was 8th Blake Griffin was 9th with Miami. That's actually pretty impressive. LeBron and Derrick Rose was 14th and 15th. So, yeah, Miami has a big three. They're looking pretty good. Rebounds per game, Embiid led the league in rebounds and assists per game. Lowry led the league in assists. Right behind him was Russ and then Steph. So let's go ahead, simulate round one. I'm kind of hoping we see a New Jersey or Brooklyn and Miami series. That would be kind of cool. Minnesota loses in the first round. And yeah, New Jersey and Miami continue. Boston in the second round. They have to go through the Nets. This is kind of interesting. Shea is now starting with Donovan Mitchell, Luka. All right, I mean, they have Jared Sullinger, who's not very good, and Biyombo, who's not very good. So Jimmy Butler is coming off the bench, though. This Herb Watson guy, 10 and 8, coming off the bench. He should be starting at the 4. But yeah, they don't really have. They have like solid 4 right here. But how's Shea doing? 12 and 6. Yeah, he's gonna be pretty good. So this is a nice young test for them. And let's see, Miami has their big 3. And let's see, Philly has John Wall, Middleton. Okay, Tobias Harris, Michael Carter Williams coming off the bench. In the West, we got the Sacramento Kings and the Denver Nuggets. We know who's on Denver. And the Spurs have Goran Markkanen, Saric. Okay. Don't think they're a very good team, but who does New Orleans have? Yeah, I mean, really the East is the better conference at this point. Like the West is pretty good with Lowry and Dwayne Wade. But other than that, I mean, they have Andre Drummond. Yeah, the East is way better than the West at this point. The Denver Nuggets get swept by the Kings, and the Heat lose, and the defending champions lose to the Boston Celtics. Wow. Okay, so Boston's run might be here already. Wow, they lose. This is one of those weird years. We've had a couple of these where it's just like random. Like Philly, really, in the NBA Finals with the 30-year-old John Wall. 28-year-old Chris Middleton. I mean, I guess it's like they have this Malik Palmer guy who's just the auto-generated players. I don't know. They have a kind of a deep team, and then this Kings team has this pretty much like, I mean, Jabari Parker led the league in scoring, I guess. Kind of forget about that. He's an 87 overall. He's 27 years old. DeAndre Jordan is 32. I don't know. This is a weird one. And the Sixers win, and John Wall wins the championship. So I believe has John Wall been with the Sixers his whole career? No, he left. Okay, so he was with Phoenix, went to Philly, and let's see, award history. So yeah, this is their first championship. Wow, that was a weird year. And LeBron James retires in the year 2020. Wow, okay, him and Pau Gasol retire. That's kind of crazy. So Miami is gonna be interesting now. So in the NBA draft, Anthony Edwards goes number 1. Cole Anthony goes number 2 to the Rockets. The Rockets and Raptors are actually like slowly getting some decent players here. James Wiseman goes to the Bobcats, so he joins KD unless KD leaves. LaMelo Ball goes to the Pistons. Halliburton goes to the Jazz. Okay. The Jazz weren't very good this year. Let's see. The Lakers get Okongwu. I believe he joins Giannis unless he decides to leave. I don't know where people are at with their contracts right now. So yeah, there's the NBA draft. So yeah, Kevin Durant stays with Charlotte. He really hasn't done anything in his he's scored a lot of points, but that's I mean I guess it's because he's with Charlotte. But they did get James Wiseman. Harden goes to So Harden's been around. He's been with actually I feel like he's been with Memphis. Yeah, he's been with Memphis the whole time. It's just 2K's being stupid. But he leaves Memphis and goes to Dallas. Kemba Walker stays with the Lakers. Ben Simmons stays with the Raptors. Yeah, the Raptors are slowly having they're gonna have a decent team. Melo and this Malik Palmer guy goes to the Hawks or stays with the Hawks. Palmer actually goes to the Hawks. And then let's see, Kid Gilchrist goes to the Raptors. So yeah, nothing too crazy. Jamal Murray stays in Detroit. So yeah, nothing too crazy. The 2020-2021 season is over, and Luka wins MVP already in just his third year. 27 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. He's up to an 87 overall. Anthony Edwards wins Rookie of the Year in Toronto. Dennis Schroeder wins Sixth Man of the Year back-to-back. Marc Gasol, again, another Defensive Player of the Year. Most improved is Channing Frye Jr., okay? And then Jamie Alexander is Coach of the Year with 62 wins. And here's the All-NBA first team. So the Nets have 2 guys. Luka made it to the All-NBA first team. Jabari Parker is on the first team. Second team has Trae Young, Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Ayton. And the third team has Lillard, Jeremy Lin, Blake Griffin, Ben Simmons, and Nikola Jokic. Toronto is actually going to be pretty good. They have Anthony Edwards and Ben Simmons. Blake Griffin, let's see what he did. Oh, okay. Without LeBron, 23 and 9. I'm sure Derrick Rose. Oh, well, Derrick Rose wasn't on any one of these teams. I feel like he probably had a good year. Here's the defensive first team, defensive second team, and James Wiseman in Charlotte averaged 16 and 6.8. Or he's actually with the New Orleans Hornets instead of the. Wait, or is he with the Bobcats? I'm so confused. Yeah, he is with the Bobcats. He's with the. Same with Kevin Durant. I thought there was like a glitch there, but second team for the rookies, and let's go into, let's see, the Kings are the #1 team again. I don't get, I mean, I guess Jabari Parker. I keep on forgetting Jabari Parker's there. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like real. I don't know. Minnesota and Denver facing off. The Lakers are a 2 seed. They have Kemba Walker, Giannis, Jay Crowder. Jeremy Lin is on that team. Siakam. Okay. Boston is the #1 seed going up against the #8 seed Miami Heat. Obviously losing LeBron. Derrick Rose averaged 23 a game. Okay, LeBron is still there. Never mind. I guess he didn't retire. I guess maybe they pulled him out of retirement or something last second. And the Nets are the 2nd seed going up against the Bobcats, who have Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Jaren Jackson, DeMarcus Cousins. Okay, this is actually this team might be interesting, but they're a 7 seed. So let's go ahead and look at the league leaders. And Jabari Parker led the league in scoring. Doncic was #2. Steph, Kyrie, LeBron, Trae Young, Kevin Durant, Lillard, Wiggins, and Jeremy Lin. And then the top rebounders per game. Towns with 14 a game, and Russell Westbrook with 10.5 assists per game. So let's go ahead and simulate round 1. And let's see, the Pistons, the Bobcats, the Heat, the Jazz. Okay, the Jazz are eliminated. The Timberwolves and the Wow, so the Lakers as a 2 seed was eliminated, and the Kings as an 8 seed or as a 1 seed was eliminated. Which, honestly, not a surprise. I just don't think they should be that good. But anyways, we got the Celtics going up against the Atlanta Hawks. DeJounte Murray now starting at the point guard position for them. Shea is just all the way back on the bench after averaging 12 and 6 last year. Okay, the Nets and the finals, or the defending champions, the Sixers. That's gonna be interesting. So let's go ahead, simulate round 2, and the Sixers lose. Golden State loses, the Hornets loses, and the Hawks lose. So we got a Boston. Okay, this is what I thought would happen a year ago. Boston and the Nets, and then we got the Spurs and the Nuggets. So the Spurs kind of have an alright team, and the Nuggets, Dwayne Wade is coming off the bench for that team. So let's go ahead, simulate round 1, and the Spurs and the Nets are eliminated, and we got the Boston Celtics in their first NBA Finals, possibly the start of a new dynasty, and the Nuggets are back in the NBA Finals. I'm not sure if the Nuggets have won a Finals, but let's go ahead. Game 1 goes to the Celtics. Game 2 goes to the Nuggets. Game 3 goes to the Nuggets. Okay, this might be a massive upset. Game 4 goes to the Celtics. And Game 5 goes to Boston. Okay, here we go. Game 6 in Denver. Can Boston win their first championship? And Luka topping it off with the finals and they're going to win it. They're going to win it. Luka puts up 31 at 9 and 7. This team is really good. Luka wins regular season MVP and finals MVP, and he's up to an 87 overall average, 28, 5, and 5. So that's going to be interesting. Let's do one more year to see if Boston can repeat and start a dynasty. Also, Dwayne Wade could have won a championship in his final year, but didn't. He does retire and is now in the Hall of Fame for Denver. So the 2021 NBA draft, the Bulls get the #1 pick and get Evan Mobley. Green goes to the Cavs. Cunningham goes to the Raptors. Oh my God, the Raptors are going to be so good. Okay. The Raptors are getting good. They're getting good. It's kind of like them in Boston at this point. The Nets are still pretty good, but they're getting good. And they got Josh Christopher. Okay, the Raptors are going to be really good. That's going to be interesting. Barnes goes to the Mavericks. And, that's about it. I'm very curious to see how Toronto does this year. So kind of a big free agency move here. Giannis leaves the Lakers and goes to Chicago. So we'll see if he's able to kind of get to what we thought, or what Giannis is today, because he hasn't really been that good, and he's 85 overall, 29 years old. So we'll see how he does with the Bulls. The 2021-2022 season is over. Luka wins back-to-back MVPs as they're trying to go back-to-back finals. or champions. And Jalen Green wins Rookie of the Year. Okay, so kind of a surprise with Rookie of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year is Dennis Schroeder, once again. Defensive Player of the Year is Mark. Oh my God, how many Defensive Player of the Years does he have? He has 6. Okay, he has the last 6, right? 30, 45? No, okay, 38, 39, 40. Okay, so he has the last 4. Most improved is Mobamba, and Jacob Underwood wins Coach of the Year. So Steph, Ja, Luka, Zion is now on the All-NBA first team with Washington, and DeAndre Ayton is on the All-NBA first team with the Rockets. Has he always been with the Rockets? He has. Okay, so Zion averaged 27, 9, and 3 with his third year. Luka in his 4th year now has 2 MVPs and a Finals MVP. That's just crazy. NBA All NBA second team: Russell Westbrook, Kemba Walker, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, and Towns. And the third team: D'Angelo Russell, Damian Lillard, Jabari Parker fell to the third team, Ben Simmons, and Nikola Jokic on the third team there. Here's a defensive first team, defensive second team, all rookie first team: Toronto, Cade Cunningham, 15, 3, and 4. Okay, I was curious to see if they would pop up on here. But who else did they have? Maybe their other rookie didn't play. I forget who they drafted now. But okay, let's go into the playoffs here. Toronto made the playoffs as a 4 seed. Okay, they have Markelle Fultz, Anthony Edwards, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Ben Simmons, Nikola Vucevic, Clint Capella. Cade Cunningham was coming off the bench. And let's see, who was their other rookie? He obviously didn't play. It was probably in the G League. But yeah, they're going to be a pretty good team here in the future. Boston is the number 1 seed. Now Shea is starting once again. And let's see, they're just like going back and forth here. I guess they got rid of DeJounte Murray probably. But how did Donovan Mitchell do? 21 a game with Luka? Not bad. So yeah, those 3 are pretty much carrying this team. So let's go ahead and look at league leaders here. Obviously Luka led the league in scoring. Kemba Walker, 29 points per game. Jabari Parker is still up there. Zion is 5th, and Steph and Kyrie round out the top 10. And here is rebounds per game. DeAndre Ayton led the league in rebounds, and Michael Carter-Williams led the league in assists. So in the first round of the NBA playoffs, the Bucks get eliminated, the Grizzlies get eliminated, the 76ers are gone, Warriors, Raptors. Oh, okay, so the Raptors lose their first year in the playoffs. And it's Boston once again. The Nets are still there. Atlanta is up there. Denver, after losing Dwayne Wade, is still hanging around in the playoffs. Kyle Lowry is now coming off the bench. And let's see, the Kings have now Oladipo with Jabari Parker, so they're doing pretty decent. And the Lakers without Giannis is in the second round. Did the Bulls make the... No, the Bulls did not make the playoffs. Interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and simulate round 2, and the Celtics do advance. So it's the Lakers and the Hornets against the Celtics and the Nets. This is honestly like a lot more fun than watching the NBA Finals. Is just the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, it's insane. So let's go ahead and simulate round 1, and Boston sweeps the Nets. Wow, so Boston is ridiculous, and we have a Boston Lakers Boston NBA Finals. And let's go ahead and see who wins this series. Boston should be able to... Wow, okay, never mind. The Lakers win game 1. Game 2 goes to the Lakers. Interesting. So who's on this team? Kemba, Batum, Jay Crowder. Wow, okay, they're beating Boston. Interesting. So game 3 in LA, and Boston wins. All right. Game 4, the Lakers take game 4, and now the Celtics have to try and come back from 3-1 and try to win back-to-back NBA Finals. And okay, so they win game 5, and it is now 3-2. The Lakers have a 3-2 lead, and now they're trying to come back from 3-1. They might actually do this. Wow, okay, they force a game 7. Can they come back from 3-1 and win back-to-back and start a brand new dynasty? Oh my God, they're going to do it, aren't they? They are going to do it. The Boston Celtics win back-to-back NBA Finals. Luka puts up 37 in Game 7. Donovan Mitchell puts up 25. Jimmy Butler puts up 15. And we have a brand new dynasty, guys, to end this video and possibly to start the next episode, episode 5. So keep on a lookout, I guess. If you guys are enjoying the series, hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. And Luka obviously wins Finals MVP, his second straight. So he has 2 regular season MVPs, 2 Finals MVPs. And who knows? Maybe he's making an argument for the greatest player to ever play the game. So anyways, that's going to be the video, guys. I will see you guys in the next episode where the draft lottery will be big because this is the Imani base draft lottery with Bronny and Mikey Williams. So that will be interesting. We'll see what Toronto turns into, and we'll see how far Boston can take this thing because, I mean, they're just ridiculously good right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, again, I believe I said it in the very beginning of the episode, but the Behind the Glass podcast, if you guys missed yesterday's, it is live every Monday, Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern here on the channel, and then it's on Spotify and all those. All the links will be down in the description below. So if you guys want to check out, we're just kind of hanging out, talking sports. So if you guys want to join us, give us topics to talk about, as obviously there's no sports going on right now. So give us some ideas of what to talk about, and you guys can kind of hang out with us and just chat sports and, see what's going on, talk about what's going on right now in the world. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.